YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Rom Spanker, and today I got some crazy gameplay for you. I got 100 plus skill gameplay. As usual, I've got tons of 100 plus skill gameplay, but this time I'm bringing it to you, and I'm going to give you some tips on how you can improve your gameplay and possibly get 100 plus kills on Black Ops 3. I'm going to give you some of the tips that I use, some things I think is important, some things I think you should know if you're looking to get 100 plus kills gameplay. Now, before we get into this video, when I first started this channel, I did a how to get higher kills, less deaths in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I'm going to post a little thumbnail for you so you can just check that gameplay out. You can just click on that. Just check it out. You know what I mean? If you don't have those fundamentals down, I'll be honest with you, you're probably not going to get 100 plus kills. So check out my video where I explain to you how to get more kills, less deaths. Go from there, and then you bring it here to getting 100 plus kills, okay? So here are my tips, okay? Number one, guys. Number one, okay? Because dozens and dozens and dozens of times I got 100 plus kills gameplay. Number one, you've got to pick the right game mode, okay? I know you might like Team Deathmatch, you might like Kill Confirm, you might like, you know what I mean, Free For All. But guess what? You're not going to get 100 kills on those gameplay modes, all right, guys? I know a lot of people might say, oh, would you Safeguard? No. I don't recommend Safeguard either. The reason I don't recommend Safeguard is because you got to rely on a team that may get the reward in, may not, whatever. Nah, listen, you're trying to get 100 kills, okay? The gameplays that I recommend are Hardpoint, Uplink, and Domination. I highly recommend Domination. Of those three, top number one I'd say is Domination, because Domination to me is a more solid gameplay mode where, you know, depending on what your team is doing, you only got 3 cap points, blah, 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 blah. But, you know what I mean, you're looking for 100 kills. Good game mode, good time span, good game mode to do for 100 plus kills. Okay? So right here in this gameplay mode, the reason why I picked this video for you guys, it's Uplink, it's not Domination. I know if you're paying attention. The reason why I picked this one is because I want to show you that you don't have to use a specialist that has a lethal ability. So I've got Firebreak. Normally, I might use a Purifier, which is his flamethrower, but this time I was using the Blast. The Blast is not lethal. All it does is stun the enemy so the enemy can't move. And I just want to show you that you don't have to use a specialist that has a lethal ability to get 100 plus kills, okay? I wasn't relying on that for kills at all. Now, one thing that's important, one thing that's very important is your score streaks. Now, you can't rely completely on your score streaks, but your score streaks will progress you a little towards that 100 plus mark where you want to get. So you want to pick some lethal score streaks. Don't get me wrong. I've done it numerous times with Power Core, UAV, Hater, Power Core, UAV, Hater. I've done it numerous times, and I've even got the video if you guys want to see that. Let me know down in the comments. I'll upload that. But here, we're going to make it easier on you. You know what I mean? You want to do it easier. So I highly recommend the Sentry Gun, the Talon, and the Wraith. And I'll tell you why I recommend each one of those. I recommend the Sentry Gun, not for the kills. It's not going to get you too many kills. Normally gets taken out pretty quickly with an RPG. But the Sentry Gun, I use it to contain the enemy, okay? I use it, I find out where they're spawning. I drop a Sentry Gun to contain them in that area, okay? That's number one. Number two, for the Talon, I use the Talon to cover my back. So while I'm deep in the enemy zone, because you're going to have to be pushing, we'll get into that in a second. You're going to have to be pushing into the enemy territory. It sounds, pause, it sounds a little weird. You're going to have to push into the enemy territory. You want to get a Talon or something to watch your back, okay? And then the Wraith. The reason why I recommend the Wraith, once again, the Wraith, it doesn't get as many kills as it used to get. But the Wraith is a big distraction to the enemy team. It'll either keep them hunkered down inside, trying to shoot it down with an RPG, or it'll keep them running around and about and get you a couple kills if they're stupid and they want to run around and run about. So, those are the score streaks I recommend for getting 100 plus skill gameplay. Easier for you. Now, another thing that you're going to want to do is learn the spawns on every map, okay? You need to know where the enemy is spawning so that you know where you want to be. Now, do not push too far into the enemy spawn. Oftentimes I'm playing, and just like this gameplay here, I'm playing solo. I'm playing with a team that pushes all the way into the enemy spawn. Let me explain something to you on Black Ops 3. For the most part, the enemy team will not spawn in within visual sight of you, and you will not spawn in within visual sight of them. So what that means is if you push too far into the enemy spawn, you're basically shooting yourself in the foot with getting 100 plus kills, because now you're going to have to turn around and go all the way to the other side of the map to where they're actually spawning in. Keep that in mind. Don't push too far into the enemy spawn. Push up to the spawn and just hold them there while they're coming out as best as possible. I can go into that later, but just a quick tip. Hold them in the spawn. Don't push too far. Once you notice your team has pushed too far, pay attention to that UAV. Pay attention to the radar there. Once you notice that your team has pushed too far into the enemy spawn, spin it around. Spin it around. Go to the other side because that's where the enemy team is going to be spawning. Another thing that you guys want to keep in mind when going for these 100+ kill gameplays is don't worry about your KD. You're going to have to get in the enemy face. You're going to have to be going out there. You're going to have to be getting in harm's way to get it done. You know what I'm saying? This is what we got to do. You got to get it done. So don't worry about your KD. I think mine is like 3.03 at the time of this video or something like that. Don't worry about your KD. Also, don't camp, guys. I can't reiterate. I can't emphasize that enough. Do not camp. Now, when I say don't camp, think about it like this. You may have, I don't know, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes for the round. The longer you camp, that's a longer amount of time where you're not getting any kills. You know what I mean? You've got to get out there. You got to get off your buns. You know what I mean? As perfectly curved as they are, you might have been doing squats, but you got to get off your buns and get out there and start taking out the enemy team. If you notice in this gameplay right here, I never stop. I basically never stop moving. If I stop moving, it's just a reload. Then boom, I'm back into moving because I know there's a time limit. And basically, I need as many kills as possible in the amount of time given. Okay, guys? Those tips should really help you out with getting 100+ kill gameplay. One last and final tip I have for you guys with getting 100+ kill gameplay is know the weapon that you're using. For example, and it's easy for me to say, for example, I used a shotgun here on Nuketown. I highly would not recommend using a shotgun to go for 100+ kill gameplay, but I do it all the time, and I was just like, you know, I'm just messing with these guys. I wasn't really going for 100+ kills. I just want as many shotgun kills as possible. Use a medium distance gun or a long distance gun, so submachine gun, whatever, because you want to be able to take out people from close range, medium range, long range. So keep those things in mind, guys. All right, so there we go. 112 and 24. Definitely not my highest, and definitely a lot of kills for me, a lot of deaths for me normally. But I highly recommend these tips. They might help you guys out. If you want some more of my 100+ kill gameplay, if you want me to upload more of it, let me know that in the comments. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget the top 5 kills of the week. I've got some links to that right here. Check that out, guys. Game on, gamers.